Has this year been as creative as you wanted it to be? If not, watch this video to figure out how New Year's resolutions can work for you. Because there are 3 things that they should be to be helpful instead of harmful. And at the end of the video, I will share my New Year's resolution with you and the way I plan to track my progress towards my end goal. Number 1, your New Year's resolution should be within your control. What I mean with that is that there's things like the amount of likes you get on a video, the amount of subscribers that your channel has, the amount of art pieces you sell, are all things that you cannot control because somebody else is doing the action that you put out to be your resolution. How to frame it differently? To frame it in a way that are things that are within your control, such as art pieces made, tutorials completed, videos uploaded. All these things are within your control and are things that make a great New Year's resolution. Number 2, New Year's resolutions should bring you joy. So why should a New Year's resolution bring you joy? Because you need to make time to actually achieve it. And in a busy schedule, it's hard to squeeze things in that feel like a must. So if they bring you joy and they make you excited and give you back energy, it's easier to squeeze them in. And if we put the emphasis on a different word, it's to bring you joy, it also highlights that you should pick something that is your goal, your bar. You might see people do crazy things. You might even at the end of the video think, my New Year's resolution is crazy. However, you should be your own bar. I shouldn't be your bar. If I do something that's crazy for you, pick your own thing. We're setting a New Year's resolution. And then we're figuring out what kind of steps we can take during the year to achieve that. If it's a time-based New Year's resolution, like painting 3 times a week, then we can define what painting actually means. Does that mean a finished piece, or does that mean I have put a brush with paint on a paper? If we figure out what our bar is, then we can stick with it. Same if we want to achieve something massive at the end of the year, like hosting our own exhibition. What are the steps that we want to complete in between to feel a sense of accomplishment? Because this sense of accomplishment is the thing that keeps the train rolling. You know that feeling when you hit failure and you want to give up. Accomplishment is the counterpart of it. So how are we gonna make sure that we keep rolling towards the end of the year with a sense of accomplishment and joy? Number 3, you should share your New Year's resolutions. And that might seem weird. Why is that part of the framework? But it is because it's the thing that will help us first and foremost be accountable. If we share what we want to achieve with others, they might come back to us and ask us how it's going. That might not always feel as comfortable for you because you might be a bit slacking, but that kind of social pressure can give you the extra boost to squeeze it in. The other thing that those questions allow you is a support system. You can tell your friends, hey, I want to achieve this. And if they ask, you can be honest and say, I've been struggling. Can you help me? Can we somehow figure out a way how you can be both the person who holds me accountable and the person who is going to be my support to get me through this? That support system, that accountability can give that extra energy boost to make sure we complete our year. Putting this into practice, I have a New Year's resolution of my own. My New Year's resolution is to do something creative every day of 2026. Let's use our framework of these 3 points to check if my New Year's resolution will actually work for me. First of all, is doing something creative every day something that is within my control? And the answer is yes, because it is me doing something creative. So that was kind of obvious, but it's still important to check. Number 2, will it bring me joy? From previous art challenges, I know that doing something creative every day will bring me joy. However, knowing that I have a lot of hobbies, like making YouTube videos, baking, and drawing, I specifically kept doing something creative broad. Brainstorming about new YouTube ideas or baking cookies will all count this here as doing something creative. Where if I would have scoped it to drawing every day, I might not be able to do. Number 3, sharing it with others. So currently sharing it with you, it's great. However, you're currently mostly my phone and people in the comments. So I will also share it with people in real life. Those people will probably bother me in a good way about my New Year's resolution more than you will. Pick the people that you need to share it with to make sure that you achieve this goal, because that's the important thing. It's your goal. You want to achieve this. So how are you setting yourself up for success? Knowing that you want to succeed, I think we should also be a bit realistic. There are probably days where we're not going to make it, where that goal might just not be achievable. We could just give up, because that's, I think, our most intrinsic instinct with New Year's resolutions. As soon as we fail one beat, we just drop them. And that's of course something totally up to you if you want to do that. However, if you really want to challenge yourself, you can just do double of the thing. So in my case, doing something creative every day, and if I skip a day, I could do 2 things. I could bake and I could draw at the same day. That's the option to kind of compensate for what I missed. I can also be compassionate with myself and tell that it's okay, and to pick up the thread and then use the things like making it small, figuring out who I can use for support, figuring out why I haven't done it, to move forward and achieve the goal in the end anyway. During this video, as you have seen, I've made a daily tracker that I will put on the wall in my studio. And by putting it in my studio, I have an excuse every day to come in my studio to take off the box, and will probably help me be more creative. If you create your own tracker, and if you come up with your New Year's resolution, please leave them in the comments below, and that way we can all be together an accountability system for each other. I wish you a super creative new year, and don't forget to like and subscribe.